And please let me introduce the next speaker, Peni, Hausia, Havea, who will talk to us about breaking the wall of people's adaptation perceptions. Peni.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Peni, and I'm a PhD student from the University of the South Pacific and a fisherman from Kanapolu. Today, I will be talking to you about how my community will be breaking the wall of people's perceptions on adaptation in Tonga. Here, what you see are 5 coastal communities in the main island Tongatapu in Tonga. Kanapolu, Tutonga, Manuka, Papua, and Ahau, and images of these communities showing you the issue that they have been dealing with: coastal erosion, inundation and flooding, pollution, and damages to their seawall. Now, the big problem is that people's perceptions are not included in the adaptation in Tonga. So, the big question is, can we solve this problem? Yes. Based on my personal experiences and what I've seen in this community, we can break this wall using the Tahalango kay Mamao process, and it will be work 100% confident. Tahalango kay Mamao is a Tongan proverb used by fishermen in the past to protect their canoe by cutting off the wooden logs, leave it on the beach so that their canoe can be taken into a safer place inland when a cyclone, storm surges, or sea level rise are coming. So, this is how we will do it. First, people need to identify these impacts. Observed impacts are any impacts that are caused by climate change. For example, when people see storm surges and sea level rise invaded or inundated their communities. Modulating influences are any impacts that are not caused by climate change. For example, when people are cutting off mangroves and digging up their coastal area in their communities. Perceived impacts are people's perceptions of impacts of climate change. For example, when people were stressed out and having anxiety when they see that this water polluted the environment. And even things that are not related to climate change. For example, plastic bag in the water. So, when people identify all their issues, have a better understanding of all their problems, then we can use the Tahalango kay Mamao process to provide a holistic solution that included policy. For example, policy to ban deforestation and sand mining in this coastal community, and local actions, for example, reforestation of mangrove in these coastal communities to have better livelihoods, health, and well-being. And that's what we need. When people own these solutions, they will be doing it because they will be responsible for it. And that's the hallmark of doing people-based adaptations. And that's how we will be breaking the wall of people's adaptation perceptions for these coastal communities in Tonga. Thank you.
Thank you, Penny, for your enthusiastic presentation. And now let's have some questions. How will this work?
I think you mentioned in your talk you can achieve 100% efficacy or impact through this process. That's a very strong claim. What's your evidence for supporting that 100% efficacy?
Thank you. What I did with this...
No, we can't go back.
So you see my process, eh? That process, I downsized it from my PhD thesis. So this is a Tongan process. The evidence that I can give you, because Tongan, I'm going to do a community consultation. This is before we do we deliver the solution, the adaptation for this community to help them adapt to the effects of climate change, negative effects of climate change on people's livelihood, health, and well-being. Do a community consultation with the community, participatory session, interview, and also we have a Talanoa session and Fono session. It's a Tongan stuff. So this is a community. People will own this community. Because in Tonga, there's a gap between the government, the policy, and the community. My research is to bring people's voice to the policy so they work together. So what I'm trying to say, people will do this adaptation. Government and everyone else will help the community. So that's the evidence I'm going to give you.
Perhaps you could comment, I mean, this is a very Tongan-focused project. What are the learnings out of this that could be then taken globally to other similar communities?
Thank you. there's only one thing I would tell you. All the adaptations, because we are studying, this has happened to the people in the community. Whatever we deliver, whether it's the government, international or UN or WHO, whatever, people perception, whether it's impact or adaptation in climate change, they should be included and they should be taken into account. People in the community. So that's the global message I want to take to this global community, to include people in the community, because in Tonga we are not. That's the gap. Government just develop their policy, but they don't include peoples in the community because they are the ones who are affected.
Good. Thank you very much for the question and your lively answers. And let's thank Penny again.